What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about the launch trailer for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I mean, we all kind of knew it was coming. I actually didn't expect it today on a Sunday. I thought it'd be later on in the week, maybe after the review scores came out. But number one, nice surprise to kind of wake up to on a Sunday morning. And number two, wow, they kind of went for it. I think, a few days ago, I think they said, like, hey, if you don't want to be spoiled, even though they're not going to spoil things in their, again, launch trailer or things kind of promotional things, I guess, leading into the game releasing, you might want to peace out. And I thought, well, obviously the internet people spoiling the ending and stuff, that's probably the worst thing that could happen. I got to be honest. Well, number one, I love the trailer. I thought the trailer was absolutely awesome, and it gave a very dark vibe. It gave, I think, exactly what they wanted to show people, leading into this final week. But number two, boy, it gave away quite a few things that I don't think I needed to see. So I'm not like furious. I'm not like stomping or throwing things, but, seeing Sandman, seeing Martin Lee, as Mr. Negative again, seeing what seems to be the end of that Peter and MJ little thing that we saw earlier on in past trailers where, she's hiding behind like a wall and he's kind of like freaking out. And you see the ending of that, right? Like something obviously happens to him. He gets injured. He gets knocked out. She's obviously, well, she looks like, she's injured a little bit, but she seems fine, right? So those three, I'd say, really big ones. You also get the scene where, he says, like, you're not a superhero. I am, to MJ, and, Harry's behind him, and Harry's not looking good whatsoever, right? Like, he looks sick. He's got, like, the walking cane. So, a lot of those scenes, okay, maybe that one is fine to show. Sandman, it's like, wow. Now I think, okay, well, that review, remember that review that leaked early and they took it down, and people were saying they showed a boss fight, and some people were saying maybe it was like the first mission of the game, it was a boss fight. I think that probably was Sandman now. I predicted it was Wraith. I thought that would maybe make some sense. Now, seeing that Sandman's in the game, I feel like Sandman's there as some gigantic, like, opener, right? Where it's like, let's just start you off huge. Let's show you how these two Spider-Men work off of each other and, have some fun in their battles. I think that fits perfectly. And I honestly, well, number one, like, I love that they're including Sandman. I've actually said, multiple times before when people ask what villains would you like to see in Insomniac's world, Sandman is my number one. So I guess they've listened to me, back years ago and added him into this game. But number two, I do think you can kind of read into that and say, all right, they'll probably battle him early on and then he's out, right? Like, he's just out of the game. The Martin Lee thing being Mr. Negative, it's like, wow, okay, well, I guess we're going there. That's not surprising, but again, it's something that I don't know if we needed to kind of see. So I don't know. I mean, I think this trailer kind of did two things. Number one, again, I think showed us that dark energy, right? That more like I saw like comments saying like it was actually little Spider-Man 3 vibes with MJ, Harry, and Peter being a little bit more, dark. I think it did that actually really, really well. I think the entire tone of the trailer was like that, and it was really good. So you had that. And then on the second side of things, I think it was a little bit to kind of expand, like, okay, here's how far we're going to go on the side. So we're going to show you Martin Lee. We're going to show you Sandman. You already know Wraith. Obviously, we saw Venom quite a few times as well, but that's going to be, main stuff. Kraven not being in it was actually a little odd, right, that he wasn't a main focus into it. Lizard was even in it, so that was actually a little maybe reading into that. See, I keep saying it. Kraven is not, at least in my predictions, Kraven's not making it to the end of this game. I don't think he's the final villain. I think he's somebody that is kind of a big threat, but probably gets disposed of like halfway, maybe 60, 70% of the way through. I still believe that. And I think the trailer, it doesn't show you that, but I think it shows, again, this dynamic between the Peter, MJ, even, Miles dealing with his own struggles, but Peter, MJ, and Harry, that being a thing. Sandman's going to be there, but probably not be the biggest threat in the world, even though that moment's going to be big. Martin Lee, same thing. Kraven, probably same thing. Wraith, probably same thing. Maybe one or two more. Still no Black Cat or anything like that, right? So there was still room to expand. But I think that was a focus of the trailer as well, to kind of show, well, I guess we'll just give a few things away. So honestly, I could have done without seeing the trailer. It doesn't really move the needle. It's like, well, that Sandman battle is going to be really, really cool. But it's also, well, you kind of showed that. I just hope, I guess, like deep in my soul, I hope there's still a couple surprises. And I think there obviously will be. But whether it's a boss fight or a huge twist in the game or a major like character death, as long as there's like 2 or 3 like big surprises, this trailer doesn't, change anything. If Sandman was supposed to be one of those really big, well, they kind of just gave it away, right? So that's just something I wouldn't have really liked, but it is what it is. We're a week away, and it's extremely exciting. And overall, the trailer was freaking amazing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.